Welcome back. This is your boy, Dr. Christopher J. Childs with Track 5, How to Teach a Mathematics Lesson for K2. The next couple of tracks are broken up by grade band. Watch the grade band that is appropriate to you. I'm not doing every single grade band, but guess what? I'm going to do one of those within the grade band to give you an idea of how you can have an effective mathematics lesson in this new environment that we're teaching in. As always, quick disclaimer. My statements and opinions are my own. If you've been rocking with me for a while, you're like, he does it every track. Yes, I do it every track. You'll be surprised at the number of inquiries I get about everything I say and do. Welcome to my world. Goal for this session: learn key strategies to teaching a grade K through grade 2 mathematics lesson in multiple formats. All right, break it down. Let's look at the work week. You like that? A little something, a little salsa added to the mixtape. When we look at the week, first, I want to start off at the end. Pick one day out of the week where you as a teacher and the students are totally unplugged. You're not doing anything. It could be Saturday, it could be Sunday, it can actually be Monday, it could be Tuesday, but pick a day out of the week where nothing is happening on your end. You have to give yourself time to rest and recharge. You have to give your students the same time. So pick one day out of the week, nothing is happening. The remainder of the days, be very flexible. Be flexible in regards to what you're assigning. Be flexible in regards to what students need to complete. Be flexible in regards to, are we meeting? Do we have to meet in real time, or can we meet, do a pre-recorded session? Totally consider a variety of options and flexibility as it relates to schedules. I'm seeing schedules come out now that are so rigid and so gotta do it this way. It ain't gonna work. I hate to say it. It's not gonna work. It's gonna frustrate teachers. It's gonna frustrate parents. It's gonna frustrate students. And it's not gonna work. Start off small. The big complaint is everybody's like, Chris, these state guidelines, we have to have seat time. Look, there's a lot of gray area in state guidelines. Start using those gray areas to your advantage. If it says, let's say hypothetical, I'm just throwing out a number. I need 100 minutes of seat time per week. Can you technically turn on the computer, tell students to turn it on, and just say, hey, turn it on? Technically, what's unique with seat time is not equivalent to engagement. Think about how many times we're in brick and mortar sessions, students are literally sitting in class, and just because life happens, they're just physically there. Or when you're working, you have to clock in so many hours. Sometimes you're just physically there. You're not engaging. Outthink the state if that's your reason for they have to sit in front of a computer for 8 hours. No, they have to be seat time. Be creative. What does that mean? Seat time could be turn your computer on at 8, turn it off at 5, and here's some things you can do in the meantime. You don't have to look at this camera all day. Some are saying, Chris, you're telling people, I'm not telling you to break the rules. I am telling us we have to start disrupting an inequitable system. We have to start fighting back against things we know that are not right and that are not effective. Stop doing things for the sake of compliance, and I got to get it done. So when you listen to this clip and pass it to your friends, show them this whole clip. Don't just say the first part and then, you got a good sound bite. See how I put it all? You see how I put it all together? I keep receipts. We need a multifaceted approach to teaching in grades K through 2. When I think about a multifaceted approach, I want you to consider 3 key pieces. You need to have synchronous activities / assignments, asynchronous activities and assignments, and deviceless activities and assignments. The goal with this multifaceted environment is to make sure, regardless of where students are on the continuum, when I say continuum, not the learning continuum, but also as far as access, every student receives a high quality experience. This is what you've been waiting for. This is what everybody's been messaging me for. What's an actual task we can do in this way? Perfect. Everything starts with the standards. Why am I saying it over and over? I want people to understand you still have to focus on the standard. With that being said, here's our standard. Count to tell the number of objects. Straightforward standard. Now, it's up to us how we unpack it. I'm going to give you a task that can be done in a synchronous environment, an asynchronous environment, and a deviceless. Here's the task. The most engaging, and this is a kindergarten task. The most engaging way to practice counting with students is to have them count meaningful things in their lives. Some things that count. The number of chairs, the number of books, the number of blank. I put in blank because we want to be a student-centered environment. Think about what your students like. Think about what they dislike as it relates to counting. With this particular task, you can do this in real time. Pose the task to students, let them go off screen and then come back in, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour. And guess what? When they're off screen, that's still seat time. They're not technically looking at you at the camera. Or you can pose a task, say come back tomorrow or come back on Wednesday if it's a Monday. Again, think outside the box because they're engaged in an activity. This task can also be done asynchronous. I showed you how to do it in real time, like you have the students count in real time. Also, you can have them pause. And then what I like about this task, it can be done deviceless. If you have students who do not have access to technology, and stop saying we gave them all hotspots and computer, it's be above that. I can provide students, this is a task I want you to work on with your parent or caretaker, and guess what? They can engage in this task. It helps the parent and or caretaker be involved in the math also. Because they're just counting things around the house or counting things around the community. What a task everybody can engage in. And when you think about what to count, be flexible. Some people may not have a chair. Okay, if you don't have a chair, think about things. They may have pictures. Think about things they may have within the home. Some people like plants. Some people have pets. Some people have a lot of family members. That is a great way to involve students and parents. And I say parents and our caretakers because I want to be cognizant of the fact that a lot of times when we think about these equitable environments, we think about the language that we're using. We just say parents, but sometimes individuals caring for our students are just the caretakers, which is fine. But we need to start rethinking what language are we using. I don't know if y'all notice my tone shifts. Like when I get into the zone, it shifts. This is just me. I bring the energy back up. Homework. You're always going to have homework. What I want you to do, think about all these plans that you're creating. Is there a balance between synchronous, asynchronous, and deviceless assignments and activities? And I say assignments and activities because we need to really get out of this mold of, hey, Chris, they got to do all this stuff online or everything. Like some people are like, all right, Chris, what we're going to do? I'm going to teach them in the day, but they can do stuff offline. You need to give them a balance of all of those pieces. And when I say a balance, I'm not saying do more like a bunch of these and none of these. Students learn differently. And now you're not only engaging students, you're engaging their parents and you're engaging parents and caretakers. We need to think about what does that look like. Also, think about you and your sanity. Can you realistically sit at a computer all day, every single day? Just think about it. We got to rethink what does it mean in this environment. And notice, I start off with standard and rich tasks to engage in that discourse, engage in some deep problem solving. It's going to help you as an educator provide high quality experiences for our students. All I want to do is help. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. All I want to do. All right, I got on a tangent. Question of the day. What will you, the person you see in the mirror, that beautiful person, what will you do to ensure students without access to technology receive an equitable learning experience? Get beyond the fact, oh, Chris, all of our students got devices. There's so many other factors. Think about your student who has the least. If you can engage him or her, everything else is going to fall into place. But when we keep creating these plans for that middle of the road student, we're missing out on outliers. So for me, I personally start with the student who has the least and then build upon him or her, because then now I know I'm meeting that student and I'm going to meet everybody else. We got to get out of this notion, Chris, we got this new LMS, we're going to roll it out, and I'm throwing out assignments. The assignment that I just gave you earlier, free. This is what I call free game. I can actually give that student, I can actually mail that task to a student or parent. Say, hey, I'm going to check in with you on, around this time period. Give them a call. Hey, tell me what you came up with. They can even count on the phone with me. I just engaged a student and a parent. They're like, all right, well, math is actually making sense to me. But if I just say, you got to get online, and I know students can't get online, we got to be flexible with what we're trying to do. When we think about grades K through grade 2, parent or caretaker is going to have to help them anyway. Let's come on. Let's make it right. We can do better. Oh man, the vibes just so changed. It got so smooth in this one. That's how I do though. Anyway, this has been track 5. Your boy, Dr. Christopher J. Childs, How to Teach a Mathematics Lesson, grades K through 2.